Hi everyone, it's Carrie. Welcome to Model Home Monday. Normally our model homes are in the back half of the home goods videos, but we're going to separate it up a little bit this week because we had our giveaway the other day. We are at a Drees Homes here in Texas, and as promised, I told you all I would show you what a $1 million home looks like. So price-wise, this is a $1 million home compared to the ones that we're seeing in Florida. I think I told you all I've been having sticker shock over what Florida, specifically the Orlando area, considers as 1 million versus what 1 million is in Texas. So here we are. I'm very familiar with Drees Homes. We had a Drees home, not this one. I wish. Mine was a bit smaller. They're a custom home builder and they build beautiful homes. This home sits on 1 acre. That's another huge difference between here and Florida. Now keep in mind, in Florida you can get acreage, but it's a little more common here in Texas. But also in Texas you can get 0 lot line homes. So as you kind of come up to this front door area, there is a outdoor seating area there. So here was the front door where we just came in. And normally what we're doing when we're walking through model homes, if you're new here, we're just getting ideas, decorating ideas, taking into consideration what we see at Home Goods, seeing how we can create our own house here. Are y'all seeing the difference? You seeing why I have a little bit of sticker shock? So we come in the front door here, this little raised area. They've got some wood in that little inset there. That is a wine bar area right here to the right. And there's a hallway both on the left and the right. So we're going to go down this hallway first, checking out the artwork. The windows overlook that courtyard out front. We've got some fun wood decor on the wall here. In this hallway here at the very end, there's a closet. There are 2 bedrooms and 1 full bathroom. My very first house that we moved to in Texas, we had a little courtyard, not quite that big, but a little courtyard outside our front door. It was kind of a fun little place to sit and relax. So they took this bedroom, they put a glass French door on it, and they turned it into a very pretty office. So these are things you can option with these builders. That's a big difference from what I'm seeing. Florida, when I talk to builders, are like, nope, we can't customize it. We can't add cabinets like this. We can do this here. So the green cabinets, those are all installed from the builder. The desk that's in the middle, that was just a little added, but they will build you a desk if you want one. Our windows on our homes in Texas are also really big. They go a little bit lower to the floor, they go really tall, and the ceiling heights typically much taller. I love the doors that they put in this house. It's just one big panel. So we've got this beautiful chandelier. The bedding, all kind of neutral in here. These lamps, these are absolutely lamps that we can find something similar in style and look over at Home Goods, right? I love these end tables with that marble top. Those large geodes on the wall, I think those are super cool. There's our round mirror. We see plenty of those in the stores. And I want to pan back here and I want to show you how the drapes, take the drapes all the way up to the ceiling. It's going to give you a much taller look, even if you have a standard height ceiling in your house. I love these door handles here, kind of simple, modern. Big walk-in closet here with a nice big window. The reason I love those kind of like big panel doors, you'll see, it's less dusting. If you have a door that has more panels on it, more kind of intricate design, you just have to know that you're going to be cleaning it a little bit more. Good cabinets in here with good drawers for storage. They opted in this one to go ahead and put a walk-in shower instead of the bathtub, and then took the tile all the way up to the ceiling. When you're doing that on design, typically about 3 or 4 feet roughly is what you're adding tile to go to the ceiling. It's a couple $100, could be a little bit more depending on the level tile that you pick. All right, we're gonna go back to the foyer. We're gonna go down this other hallway. In this hallway here, there's 2 closets and a little desk area. It's another big thing that I noticed the difference in homes, Florida versus Texas. We're really good with storage here in Texas. So I love this wood paneling that they put there, and then just a little workstation here if you don't want your kids to have their desk in their bedroom, but just that little kind of open space where maybe the computer can be for safety. I think that's a smart thing. I love that wood design. And check out this nursery. These bedrooms are both ensuite. So we've got a really good number of bathroom to bedroom, kind of bathroom to bedroom ratio. So this bedroom, when you walk in to the left, behind there's a walk-in closet. They've got their bathroom there. I love this nursery. I love that back wall. Real simple. They just added a couple little trim pieces and then painted the wall and those trim pieces all the same color. Kind of makes it look like a paneled wall. But I love the little pictures of the animals. Another big round mirror with some fun accessories across the dresser and a nice cozy rocking chair. Hopefully that reclines for those late nights trying to sleep while, holding the baby up. We've all been there. So one thing this builder did, there's 2 different types of tiles in the showers. So along the wall on the left and the right, you've got tile that matches the floor, and then up that back wall is an accent tile. And we'll zip around here. If you love watching home tours, look up Timothy P. Livingston on YouTube. He does massive homes, but oh my goodness, they are beautiful and so fun to watch. Again, tile all the way up to the ceiling. Same thing in here. The tile, there's 2 different tiles on the walls. Personally, I really love that tile that's on that back wall, and I like the way they, kind of set that vertically. Not so sure how I feel about the tile there on the left. It has a bit of a linen look. It's not a bad tile. I just don't know that I would do those 2 mixed. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now we've got all of our gold accents in this bathroom. And we will swing around into this bedroom, see how tall our ceilings are. Very common. This room here is probably about 12 feet. Very common for about 10 feet on the first floor of newer constructed homes in Texas. Even homes back in 07. I think the first floor we had was 9.6 push. I think it was 10 foot now that I think about it. I think it was. I think we had some areas that were 9 foot and lower closets. However, love this mirror, love this antique chest of drawers right here. I love that back accent wall. It's just very kind of pink mauve. We've got our little poofs right here. This room's a little bit smaller, but does still fit. That's a good size bed. Large artwork. And I promise we will definitely still include homes that are more normal size, a more normal, lower budget level. But I wanted you all to see these homes because I think they're absolutely beautiful. All right, so straight ahead, this little wine bar area in here I think is amazing. If you are looking to do metal doors like this, probably budget about $10,000. 7 to 10, just depending on how much glass you need and how much metal, how big the space is. I love the open shelves right there. Now that back wall, you could do that with tile. You could do something like that with wallpaper. The wine rack, I think this is pretty amazing, the way they've got that light that comes all the way down the center of that. Super fun room. And then you come into what is pretty common in our homes in Texas. It is a very large open space. So we'll have our family rooms, our dining room, and our kitchen. Over down this hallway is the master bedroom, and we'll go check that out in a little bit. So this whole entire house is 1 floor. It's all in 1 story. That's also a pretty common thing in Texas. Y'all, seriously, do you see? big, big difference. Tall, huge ceilings, big doors, big glass. I love the open shelves over there. You can kind of, you know, set this furniture however you want this, but I do like the way they have this set up here. If you want a television over your fireplace, you could do that, but I will show you why you will not need to do that. There's a whole other side of the house we haven't been to. So front door is over there. The hallway over there is to the bedroom. And then I will back up to the dining room area, kind of breakfast area. I love that table. Love the table, love the chairs. I gotta zoom in here and show you the succulents though on the table. I love how that is done. I feel like that's something, if we're crafty enough, we could pull that off, right? So stacked cabinets, ceilings are very high, lots and lots of storage. We love our storage here, we love our pantries. So let's head over here and check this bedroom out. And you'll notice the little kind of Texas flair artwork here. We've got cattle, you'll have horses, kind of, you know, we're not, I wouldn't say like Western decor in terms of like Arizona, but this is all very Texas. So the back wall, there is a wallpaper on there. You could do, you know, seagrass, any kind of like cool textured wallpaper or painted accent wall, however you like that, but I think this is super beautiful. That's a really cool nightstand. Big area rug. And as for flooring in our houses here, we typically do, this house has an engineered wood floor. So it's going to have one or two sands that you can do, not a full solid floor. We're very big on hardwood floors versus tile in Florida. And in Florida, if you're going to go something that looks like wood, kind of needs to be water resistant. So we're finding a little more of those luxury vinyl plank. What do you think of this for a bathroom? The shower walks in on both sides, goes through. It's basically a shower room. Standalone bathtub. I did have one of those before, and that was one of my favorite things in our bathroom. So you've got your penny tile set floor. I love these tiles. On the wall, you've got your double shower heads. We've got a closet over there. We also have the water closet over there and separate vanities. That's something also that's pretty popular in our houses here, is having a separate vanity or a very large vanity. Beautiful countertops, little flecks of gold in there. See how they've got that styled there. Now this bathroom, the way it was optioned, it did not have a door to close off from the bedroom portion, but you can add that. Really good drawers again, good storage in the bathroom. I like the light fixtures on either side of the mirror. To the right behind that door, there's a linen closet, and then you come into this closet. Now, remember in Florida, I said, ooh, sorry, my camera got a little off base there. We were talking about the wire racks. This is what our closets look like with a regular house. Like this is, we get these wood shelves, we get the racks, we get shelves. So no wire racks in our house. And then we go all the way up, all the way to the ceiling. So we get 3 levels of hanging. So you have this whole section here, there's the bathroom, and then we'll swing around and you get this whole section over here. So this is not a customized closet. This is what the builder does. You can have someone come in and customize it and go crazy and really create quite a closet, but just to give you kind of point of reference, that's what that looked like. Back in the family room, we're standing by the fireplace, and we'll kind of just pan back. Foyer's over there. We're going to get our steps in this house. I love that we took the quartz countertop up onto that backsplash. Another difference is that our cabinets in Texas, they're finished on site. So they bring the cabinets in, typically raw wood, need to be painted, stained, and all of that is done on site. So like you pick your colors, you pick your stain, and then all that's done when the cabinets are installed in the house. So I love this chocolate color stain here. That was a sales lady explaining some things to me. She was super sweet. And the countertop island here is a waterfall, meaning that the countertop goes over the top and then down both sides. Kind of sneak peek that family room back there. I'm telling y'all, the house just keeps going. But wait, there's more. Oh my goodness. Then you've got your pot drawers below your cooktop there. We'll come back and check all that out in a moment. I want you to see, so straight ahead is another closet for storage. Here's our barn door here. I'm going to show you what the pantry looks like. So I hope you're all seated and just have a seat. Take a seat. Yeah. Baseboards also, 6-inch baseboards. That's kind of a must do here. I'm trying to think what else I need to tell you all before I walk you into the pantry. All right, so here's the pantry. It cuts through to the other side over there where the laundry room is, where you come in from the garage. So you've got doors on both sides. The way that they did style it in here, obviously, those tiles are going to be an upgrade. The open shelves. So just depending on how you want your pantry styled, I'll show you what the wall behind me looks like. But in something like this, you would want to make sure that you've got cabinets, drawers, plugs. This is where all of your appliances are going to be. You could even drop a sink in here if you want this to kind of function as a secondary kitchen space, maybe for your baking. But this wall over here, this is more typical of like the shelves that will come in our pantries. And you can have them painted. You can paint them after you move in, however you want that to look. But we don't have the wire shelving. So that kind of threw me a little bit as we've looked at houses in Florida. So once we get our Florida house, I'm going to have to figure out how to change that out. All right, so back out here, here's the door that goes out to the patio. And we will check that out in a minute. Here is the guest powder room. They've got it tucked away from everybody, which I think is amazing. And in this builder, you could add a door to the backyard. So that way, if you've got a swimming pool, you can come in and out more easily. Do you all remember the the horse art that we saw with the pins recently in the store? Okay, so this is what we call our game room and media space. So however you want to use the space. Maybe you need this space because you work from home. Maybe, like my husband and I, we both work from home. We need elbow room. We need things to run the business. So sometimes this might be an amazing space if you need that. If you've got kids and you need workspace or just a hangout space that you want outside of your family room where you watch movies and TV, this is the media area. So you can style this. Obviously, we're very Texas here, right? So they put a little bit of carpet in here in a really pretty kind of deep gray. They put this decorative ledge around the back. We have seen these tables at Home Goods. And then see those light fixtures up there? Obviously, these are hardwired because the builder knew in advance. Amazon sells rechargeable lights just like that. They're rechargeable, so that way you don't have to have them hardwired to anything. So if you want to create that look, you totally can. The back wall is wallpapered. The two white boxes up top are speakers. There's light sconces right there. That is definitely an upgrade. And then they put some wallpaper up on that ceiling for a little bit of texture. This is the back patio. This is standard for this house. And then this is how our backyards, whether you've got a swimming pool or you might decide to do something like this, but just in terms of having an acre, a half acre, I can tell you as someone who had a half acre, the water bills here are high as you wouldn't believe. So I totally understand people wanting something a little more low-key with their yard. So we're back in the kitchen. And I want you all to keep in mind, you know, something like this is $1 million house. Like this will cost $1 million. Mostly as it is styled with the exception of that wine room. $1 million house in Texas is pretty massive. I love that the microwave is tucked away down here. We've got some fun artwork up there and those drawers. My ideal kitchen now would have drawers in every bottom cabinet. I'm getting to that point. I don't want to have to get down on my knees on the floor to pull stuff out. I love the vent hood over the gas cooktop right there. And the rounded edges on those countertops, that's something that when I'm looking at houses in Florida, they tend to have sharp corners on some of them. So it's kind of something here I think, I don't know, we just round those countertops. But this is the other entrance to that pantry over here. I love that they used the green cabinets in there. That was kind of a fun change up. This is that back area where you would come in from the 3-car garage, has that drop zone, has this laundry room tucked away back here. Those cabinets, that's going to be an upgrade, as would the sink. But we've got some fun art in here, and I did love that pattern that they chose for the tile floor. And we will come on back out and we will head out of this house. But yeah, I wanted to bring you in and show you that comparison of why I'm in sticker shock now, right? Because, you know, what was $400,000 is $1 million now, and it's a world upside down. So, but in terms of what I'm seeing in Florida for $1 million compared to what Texas is for $1 million is also drastically different. So with that, everyone, we are going to head out of our model home tour. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I appreciate all of you. Take care. I will see you all in the next video, and be safe.